Hey guys, it's Emily Schaller, and you're watching the Roxy F. Boltcast. Before we get started, there's a few things we need to go over. First off, nothing on this podcast should be considered medical advice. Medical advice should only come from your doctor. Views expressed on this podcast are solely opinions of the guest and not necessarily opinions of myself or the Roxy F. Foundation. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode of the Roxy F. Boltcast.
This episode of the Roxy F. Boltcast is sponsored by Vertex Pharmaceuticals.
Hi, my name is Summer Love. I am 44 years old. I was diagnosed with cystic fibrosis when I was 11 months old, and I live in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Walk us through your diagnosis story. I know you have siblings who do not have CF, but how did your diagnosis happen? And I've heard varying stories from your parents, so tell everyone else.
So I was diagnosed, like I said, 11 months old, and we had just moved here from Jersey, and there was a campaign ran by the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. It was called Kiss Your Baby campaign. If they taste salty, get them in for a sweat test, they may have cystic fibrosis. So my mom had called the pediatrician and was like, I need to get my daughter in for the sweat test. And he probably was like, okay, calm down. There's no way she has it. Because I was a super fat, healthy, chunky baby. And one of the, symptoms of cystic fibrosis is malnourished and failure to thrive. But I was not that. That was May 1980, like I said, is when I was diagnosed. And my first birthday was May 25th, 1980. So my parents went big and celebrated huge. I seen photos. It was a bouncy house, like clowns, like ponies, all the things, like cotton candy machine. Yeah, so they were like, the doctors had told them that I was only going to live to be 10. So they're like, she's only going to have 10 of these. Let's go big. And so, they kind of like shot themselves in the foot because every year I'm like, let's go big. Why not?
So what treatments were you started on at diagnosis, and then was your hospitalization for lung exacerbation? Did you have digestive problems that started and when? Just kind of walk through those early first 5 years.
So, there really wasn't much back in 1980 for treatment-wise. We've come such a long way just in my lifetime, but the only thing really that I did was my parents pounded me. I'd wake up early before my brothers, and my mom would like have pillows like stacked up, and I would lay on all the sides, and I think the pounding, I did jumping jacks, like I was super active.
You were active to move the mucus out. Were your parents conscious that of exercise being an important factor in airway clearance, or they just wanted you to just be like a normal kid and therefore you did normal little kid things and was active?
Same mindset, I think, as your parents. They wanted me to live life as fully as possible, especially, if that life was going to be limited. And I did, as when I was healthier, when I was younger, I did it all. Like, I had 3 jobs when I was 15. Like, I, was in dance. I danced from like 4 to 9 every day. I was a cheerleader. I played soccer. I played softball. I played volleyball. Like, if I wanted to like try it, my parents were like, yes, go do it. And they just were always wanting me to live life as normal as possible despite having CF.
When was it like, maybe my health is not great? Was there ever a time where you like put a correlation between hospitalizations, dropping lung function, and your longevity or future?
Honestly, cystic fibrosis, it's a progressive disease, and I have advanced lung disease, and I think I'm going to try not to like get emotional, but like it's still becoming real to me. And I think every time I'm in the hospital, like it becomes more real. And now that I'm older, it's getting scarier. And I love getting older, but also it's like, holy cow, like, and I don't know if it's like the reality of like the life expectancy with CF, or just all the things that we deal with, and it does. This last hospital stay that I had last year was so traumatic for me, and I don't know if that's because I'm older and like my anxiety, like medical PTSD is real, and that all those things like coming together, and then with new normals, like being on oxygen full time, like having to do more treatments, like having to do like all these things. So every time there's a new normal, it becomes more real. I think a lot too, like when you're living on your own, then you're doing more, and you're doing it all yourself, and that is a lot too. Like gone are the days that the parents were stepping in, and so I think it was in 2018 I went on a trip with them, and they were just like both both blown away, like, whoa, there's a lot of time that goes into this. I mean, because people, even though they're super close to me, and like, but they just don't see it. And that's the thing with like, the people don't see it unless you're in it.
That's exactly, like, I've never heard anyone else express that and have it hit so hard. Like, nobody, like, I run in the morning, and then I spend time doing my treatments, and then I boil my nebulizers and almost burn my house down because I forget about them on the stove. And then I eat, and it's like, everyone thinks to just wake up and go to work and run, and it's like, no, we have so much we have to do. And
then it's filling prescriptions, and then it's making your appointments, and then as you get older, then other things are happening, and then you're like, okay, I need an appointment for this and this and this, and like, it's a lot. CF is this invisible disease, and so a lot of people just don't really know what all goes into showing up. So for me to show up today, I've already done 3 treatments today. It's different for everybody. CF is different for every single person. I think the most fascinating thing about CF is how it just manifests so differently in everyone. Where I'm at now in my health, CF is on the forefront of my mind from the minute I wake up to the minute I go to sleep, because it has to be. So I don't have the luxury to wake up and do anything but a breathing treatment. For me to show up somewhere, like, there's planning that goes before that, and there's planning that goes after that, and so it's not like I don't just get to like walk out my door and be like, okay, I'm here. That doesn't happen for me.
I mean, especially people our age, or people who are in the moderate side of CF, like that's not the case for any of us. We can't really just get up and go like people think we do, because we show up and we're ready to go. We've got this attitude and this personality, like, we're here to have fun, we're going to make the best out of every second possible. But it takes time to do that. Like, it takes effort and time to do that, which they don't see.
But it's so worth it, right? Like, because that, like, 1 hour or whatever it is, like, everything that went into it, getting there is worth it. And, like, being able to be with loved ones is worth it. And, like, people have asked, like, I wouldn't trade it. Like, it's made me who I am.
You maintain an incredible quality of life and a rich life with the lung function you have and with the hours of treatments you do, just to stay baseline. Like, it blows my mind that you can still do all the stuff you do and be so happy and help the community. What do you do for you beyond your treatments to keep yourself going and keep engaged with Love to Breathe, which I want to get to next, like all the other things you do for and with the community? But what do you do for yourself?
I am a pug mom, and so I have a pug named Tulip, and she is very sassy and keeps me very busy. But I try to find joy in the mundane and the little things, because honestly, it's like finding joy in the little things, like you discover, like through gratitude, that these are the big things. And especially now that, I'm getting older, and, it's aging with CF is like uncharted territory. Nobody talks about it, so I'm just going to talk about it. I'm in perimenopause, and nobody talks about it. But like, we're here. like CF patients are here. And so definitely needs to be more research on all those things to experience. But yeah, so right now, this whole last year, like I've just been concentrating on me a little bit, and especially after the last hospital stay. So I have a secret sunset spot that I love. Yeah, I think, just finding joy in the mundane and ordinary is truly extraordinary. So I love that.
So let's get into your community work. Like, when was Love to Breathe established? Why did you even start doing that? I mean, how did it start? Why did you start it? And then where are we at now?
Yeah, so I started Love to Breathe back in 2001, and I started that because I wanted to adopt my parents' philosophy and join in on the fight, but in my own way. And so I started Love to Breathe, and it first started with like a blog and my paintings. I would send my paintings around to different fundraisers, and it kind of just has evolved over the years. I think because I wanted, like, parents specifically with newly diagnosed children to see that there was an adult living and thriving despite all the hardships that cystic fibrosis brings. And just the stories alone from that parents have said to me, about that, it means a lot. And it means a lot to know that even if it's just one life that you've changed, it means a lot.
So what advice, looking back, would you give your younger self? I don't know if it's in regards to staying healthy or active, or how to face CF down the road when things get challenging or tough. Do you have anything you would tell yourself?
Now I'm gonna get emotional again. I think I would want little Summer. I would allow her more grace. I'm gonna cry. Yeah, it's hard to be tough all the time. So allowing her grace and allowing asking for help. I wish it wasn't so hard. So.
God, Summer.
I need a minute. Yeah.
I'm the same way. I never asked for help, and I still don't, and it's tiring.
I think we try to protect everyone around us, and that can be exhausting.
We don't want to let the people we love most into this because we don't want them to get hurt or have to deal with it. We can do it. We've been doing it.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to others with CF right now? Like in 2023, they have CF. What would you tell them? Anything.
Live life to the absolute fullest and enjoy every single breath. Yeah.